right, here we are, y'all. It's That Law of the Podcast. Back again. I am one of your hosts, Will, the Underdog Richardson.
And I am your girl, April Stewart, a.k.a. Mother Goose.
I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome back.
Latanya underscore Rich.
Welcome home.
Yeah, it's good to be
last
back.
week you missed a good show last
Oh, I know.
We
I
had,
went back and watched it, and it was really, really good.
It was. We missed you, though.
week. Yeah,
I missed y'all,
You
too.
could have had a little bit more input.
I
if you
missed
had
y'all,
been here.
too.
We had city council candidate Brian Harris on here, and he did a wonderful, awesome job articulating the reasons why he wanted to be into politics and he wanted to serve the community. And then we talked about some red flags and things of that nature, and it got kind of crazy.
I saw.
But this show will be nevertheless more educating along the political realm, and then we will get into our relationship topic after we do that. And so we're going to jump right in. So other than you missing last week, how was your week up until now?
Well, you know, we have that 5-year-old grandson.
Oh, yeah.
That's running things. He running things. You know, you just don't. It's kind of like one of those things. Everything is so quiet now because Will and I are in the house, empty nesters. Everyone is gone, and we were so excited. We was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get Carter Bean, and oh, it's gonna be so fun." And because he's 5 now, so he's like talking more and all of that. He has talked us. I mean, he's in the back seat having full-fledged conversations. Yes. Will and I up front like, my God, this boy won't be quiet. He gets up early in the morning, runs in there, and is like, good morning, it's morning. And then you just hear pitter-patter feet running all around. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, I'm glad everybody's grown. Because, you know, you have that whole thing. And I think more when you're in your 40s, it's like, you know what, Will, you know, maybe we should have had one. You know, maybe we should have had another one. And then Carter comes, and I'm like, no, we are not missing a thing. Man. But he has been such a joy, such a joy.
Yes, I enjoy being with Mr. Beans. And, you know, he just holds me accountable, and I hold him accountable. And we just talk about some of the darndest things. And it's amazing to see the things that he talks about at 5 years old. The day we were riding with each other alone, he said, we should play a prank on Mimi. So I'm thinking, what kind of prank would he come up with at 5 years old to, you know, I'm thinking like a scare prank or something like that. He was like, we're going to get a girl doll, and we're going to get some lipstick, and we're going to put the lipstick on the doll, and we're going to make Mimi think you're cheating.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I said, at 5 years old, I'm driving. I'm like, what is he? What?
I'm telling you.
Kids say some of the darndest
They
things.
do.
And I'm just listening to him, and he said, the end. And she's going to be mad, but then you got to tell her that it's not real. I said, oh, don't worry.
You ain't got to worry.
You ain't got to worry about that. I'm going to tell her that ain't real off the jump.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's Carter for us and everything. How about yourself, man? What you been up to?
Oh, man. Relaxing.
Relaxing.
I have really
And can we talk about the wedding over the weekend?
Oh, it was a beautiful wedding. Our cousin got married over this weekend.
Shout out to Sir Walter.
Sir Walter and Angelica. And it was an amazing time. So it's always good to see love still in there, and it does still exist. So,
And it's genuine love, too. You can
Genuine
tell
love.
it was like cute.
Oh, yeah.
Just cute, like,
cute,
you know.
just like you just want to squeeze them and just like, oh,
Man. Why can't my marriage be like that?
No, here's the thing. When the pastor was talking, and he was like, yeah, you know, sometimes she's gonna get on your nerves, and this one in the amen, yeah, Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lord.
Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah,
I'm just
Reverend.
like that amen corner.
Preach, Reverend. Preach, Reverend.
But it was so nice. The bride was beautiful.
Yes.
And
Gorgeous.
Sir Walter, he did his own vows.
Yeah.
But he numbered them.
He
so he's
did.
like, number 1.
Number 1.
I'm going to do this. Number 2. He's like, y'all bear with me. I got a couple of more. I think he had like 5 or 6. Everybody.
He had 6.
He was like, number 4, he was like, I'm almost done, y'all. And then because of this and this, and then the last one was so funny, he was like, I can't even read this. I'm about to wing it.
You have to know our cousins. So
Oh, it was wonderful.
But it was good to see family there as well.
Oh,
It's
yes.
always
Yes,
good to see
yes.
family and everything.
Absolutely.
It's just the forward progression of life as we have grown up. Sir, probably it's about 10 years younger than me.
No, he's about 39.
Okay, 7 years young.
yeah.
But I remember him as
Oh,
a
yes, a
little
little
bitty
boy.
boy. And
Yeah.
to see him progress to this point, you know what I'm saying? That's like
Absolutely.
just, the full circle on life and everything. So I was
Yeah.
excited
Much
for him.
blessings to them.
Much
Oh,
blessings to
definitely.
them.
Much blessings.
Well, look, we're going to jump into this. I'm big on the whole political scene and making our city better, and I believe in bringing people on to the podcast that I feel have a platform that is deemed worthy of listening to and taking serious when it comes to making our community better. And so, as I told one of his other candidates in that race, it's a big race. It's being much watched, and there are a few people in that race that have been doing the work in the community. And this gentleman is one of those guys that I have seen throughout my tenure of being in Memphis, working in the community, really having a heart for the community. And I like the way that he is deciding to enter into this realm. He is a retired policeman, so he's done his service, helping our community day in and day out, protecting and serving. But he's now running for City Council District 3, which is currently held by Councilwoman Patrice Robinson. It will be an empty seat as her term limit has approached. And so without further ado, I want to welcome to the show retired Colonel James Kirkwood. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm doing real
Thanks for
good.
coming.
Good.
Yeah, man. So are you excited about this race? How you feeling right now? We about halfway there now. It's almost October.
I woke up saying, "Okay, God, I got to push, got to get it in. It's almost over with." And my granddaughter, because I understand about this granddaughter. My granddaughter, who is 5, she called me and she said, "Granddaddy, I saw your sign. I saw your sign, Granddaddy." And I was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Yes."
That's one vote.
Yeah, that's one vote.
Right.
That's one vote. And but her enthusiasm just blessed me early in the morning that she would be so excited for her grandfather running. But it's been good and just doing the work that I just love. And I'm just this guy who's a big fan of community.
Right.
For me, community is everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what made you take that leap? Because, sometimes we have to sit back and we have to kind of time things, make sure things are lined up, make sure family is supportive of everything. What gave you that notion that it was time to run for this seat?
I had always intended on running. Okay. All right. Believe it or not, when I was in the 10th grade, Barbara Tyler, my history teacher, looked at me after we had this heated class discussion, and she said, "James, you should run for some kind of political office. You really have the heart for it. You have the heart for the people." And so she don't know she planted that seed even then.
Wow.
And so I just been progressing, doing those things that God had called me to do, to pastor, to be a policeman, and just to be an advocate for the community, working to make things better. And so I'd always planned one day I'll run for office. And me and Patrice, we friends. And so I was waiting for her time to come to an end, and then I would jump in the race to work on behalf of Whitehaven, Hickory Hill, Oak Haven, Parkway Village, and just District 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's important because a lot of people who run don't know exactly where their district lines are. So,
Absolutely.
So that's a
thanks
plus.
for clearing
That's
it
a
out.
plus.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
People get on here. I'm like, I'm not sure. I just know it's district so-and-so. I ain't going to say no numbers. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Let's make this interview real short. Okay, all right. So with that being said, what are the key points of your platform on which you're running on and what you want to do as a city council person?
As a city council person, I'm running on, all of us are tired of the crime.
Right.
At the end of the day, I woke up this morning and, this weekend, last week, someone was shopping at Kroger, Whitehaven, shot, gunned down, died. A young man stabbed, Parkway Village. And then I wake up and my daughter calls me and said one of my nephews has been killed in Westwood. Man. And so, this violence is touching all of us in a real big
Absolutely.
way. And, I'm like, hey guys, this is not just a police problem. This is a community problem. This is a problem that all of us must come together and sit at the table and be strategic and coming up with plans that all of us can implement from different angles. I was blessed as a colonel at Rain Station 3 years in a row. We just reduced crime. Went out to Old Island Station and we reduced crime. And how we did it, and I'm talking about violent crime as well as property crime, how we did it was, and I'm not saying I did it, I'm saying we.
Right.
We did it coming together, all of the pastors, the teachers, the politicians, the community activists, it didn't matter. Sit at this table and let's come up with a plan to solve our problem, and let's all of us go back to our different spaces and put that plan into action and watch crime go down. And that's exactly what we did. And hey, it reduced every time. And so I know when community comes together, we're better together, we're more powerful together, we're smarter together, all right? Because we're sitting at this table here, and I guarantee you, if we put a problem on this table right now, you will have 4 smart, intelligent, reasonable approaches to solving it. And all we got to do is say, okay, let's work with all 4 of these things, put it together, and let's make this happen. And so we have to, if ever was a time, I think we cannot ignore the cries. It is, everything that is happening is telling us, come together. Work with police, work with community, work with pastors, work with ex-felons. All right, you got to bring ex-felons into this.
True.
And you got to sit back and say, okay, how do we approach our young lions who are, misjudged? All right, sometimes we misjudge people because we don't understand.
Absolutely.
But then sometimes you got to say, okay, explain to me, how do I approach the young lion? All right, so that I can move him into the right path, so that he can be successful. Because we can't afford. I'm this guy who says, listen, there's a lot of fathers in prison.
Yeah.
All right. We as a people cannot afford to continue to send half of our fathers or 1/3 of our fathers into the prison, leaving all these kids by themselves. All right. We all got to work on this thing. So crime is one of my number one platforms that I'm targeting because it's real.
It is
So
real.
I have a question. Right now, everyone's biggest concern, in my opinion, is outside of gun violence is the car break-ins.
Yes.
Had a friend over Facebook over the weekend on Sunday in church, came out of church. This is happening more and more, and you see it more. What are your thoughts on how we can combat that as a community to deal with this issue? Because it's gotten totally out of hand. I think everybody can agree with it.
Yes, everybody's another one of those crimes that everybody's being victimized, and it's touching all of our houses.
Absolutely.
All of our houses. My sister's catalytic converter cut off.
Yeah.
And it then took 3 months for the dealership because they were so backlogged.
Right.
My niece's car is right in the shop now because they broke the steering column.
Yeah, and we're saying community because it's touching everywhere.
It's
It does
touching
not matter
everyone.
where you live.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Pretty much at this point, if your car hasn't been broken into, I suggest you go play the lottery because you are super duper lucky.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, but I think, today all of us must come together and become real good neighbors, lookouts. And even when we at church, all right, we got to have, the deacons got to be on the lot.
Right.
Somebody got to be on this lot watching. No longer can we just go and relax.
Right.
So the Bible said watch as well as pray.
Right, that's it.
So somebody got to be watching.
That's
all right.
right.
When we're at church, somebody's got to be watching in the community.
That's right.
When I was a colonel, I would always tell people, when you wake up in the morning, you cannot afford not to look out the window to see what's going on. All right. If you see something, you got to call. You got to say something. You got to call.
Yep.
But I also tell people, make sure, all right, that you don't leave anything valuable within your car. Don't leave nothing. A lot of these guys are looking for guns. All right. You cannot leave anything. No cell phones. No, even the cords. They breaking in just to get your cord.
Yeah.
I'm like, great day in the morning. All right. But loose change, you can't. My grandson got in my truck and counted out $4 worth of change. And he was like, I thought you said we ain't supposed to leave change in. I said, you need to tell God thank you. You just got $4.
You just came up.
Yeah. You just got $4.
You got a blessing.
Yeah. But you can't leave anything. But we as a community has to come together and address that, and we got to name that. Guys, we're having a problem. with people breaking in. But then on the side note, we got to also come over here and say, okay, who are the young men that are breaking in these cars? All right, and we get them. They arrest them, but some kind of way we got to find ambassadors. We got to find older gentlemen. We got to find somebody that will go down here to this juvenile court or go down to the police department and sit and talk to these young men to find out what's going on. All right, why are you there? And so we have to begin to put in a program where we can bring this young man to us, all right, and sit him down and begin to figure out what's going on. Some of it is about money, all right? They're hungry. Right. But then some of it is about initiation. I got to do this here in order to belong to this group or that group or this gang or that gang. And so we have to begin to become the big brothers.
Right.
All right. I have 4 daughters. All right, I had no sons.
Oh, wow.
And so I went and got me some sons. I went and got 4 young men and mentored them as sons, because that was what's done to me. All right, a man mentored me and made me his son, and so I made 4 young men my sons. Today it's imperative that men go out and find these young boys. And I know you may have 2 children, and I know you may be in grandfather's stands where I don't want no more, all right? But we cannot afford it, all right? Today, we got to step up. Everybody has to step up to save our sons, because we're losing them, all right? We lose them in a big way. And so, that's my platform. That's how I would approach it. I know it would work, because when I was colonel down at Old Allen Station, juvenile crime was off the chart. All right, we stepped in and we put in programs throughout the churches, just strategic programs. Charlie Caswell, everybody, and juvenile crime just went down. All right, it just reduced because we stepped in and grabbed the young men.
That's right.
All right, we grabbed them. We grabbed the young ladies, and we put them in programs. All right, to address their need to belong. We made sure they had something to belong to.
Absolutely. It takes a village to raise a child.
It takes a village.
Absolutely.
And we have to continue to remember that as we continue to progress and continue to move. And we talk about that a lot. And you mentioned a good friend of mine, Charlie Caswell. We sit down and we talk and we brainstorm about how we can connect all of these entities within our community, because it can't be placed on one person. I tell people, as a city council person, as a mayor, state representative, doesn't matter what auxiliary you're operating in, that person doesn't have a magic wand to make everything work overnight.
Yes.
But collectively, we can make things happen, and it's like Mother Teresa always said. It's one of my favorite quotes. My quotes is that I can do what you can't do, and you can do what I can't do, but together we can do great things.
Together.
Absolutely.
And we got to do some great things in Memphis, and we got to roll our sleeves up and begin to do that hard work that has been overlooked over the years. And because over the oversight, this is what we have reaped. We sowed oversight, and we're reaping, catastrophic events within our community that once were not there. And the only way to get back there is to get a sound foundation of good people, quality people who really have a true heart of servitude to make our city better. And I believe that those people are out there, but we got to put them in office so that they can exercise their voice.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Kirkwood, let's get you a hard question. You watching this mayor's race?
Yes.
Watch this.
Switch it up.
We got about 25,000 people running for mayor, all right? Out of those 25,000, do you have someone that you think is qualified to be mayor?
I think when we look at the mayor's race, I think it's several in that race that's qualified. Okay. I think if ever was a time, again, let me say this. Memphis is at a pivotal position, all right? So. And we must truly select leadership that has been on the ground working, who can really move us ahead, who has vision for the future, who can really galvanize, all right, our community. And when I say community, I'm talking about stakeholders, everybody, business community. We got to come together, and so we got to select a leader, all right? And for me, that mayor's position is a position like the father of the city, all right? That guy has to be able to go in here and broker deals, all right? If I'm in District 3, all right, City Council, that Winchester corridor needs a lot of work, all right? It's been needing work. It's been going neglected for a lot of years, all right? And so for me, I'm advocating, hey, Mr. Mayor, I need you to help me galvanize the businesses. Smith & Nephew, FedEx, UPS, all these businesses along this corridor to put up some money to help beautify this place. All
Absolutely.
right? I need some investment dollars to make that Winchester corridor looks absolutely wonderful, because when people fly into our city,
I see it
all
all the
right,
time.
they don't need to see what they're seeing. What they need to see
Absolutely.
is a wonderful place. All right, you know, 'cause I'm gonna tell Dr. Smith, Mr. Fred Smith, all of your business people are flying into your city. Right here at this location, and when they pull out of the airport, they like, "Whoa, what is this?" No,
Pothole number one.
we got to
Pothole.
fix that. All right, we got to fix that.
Right.
We have to be a part of that, and so we got to have a mayor, all right, who can see the whole city. I'm just this guy who believes this mayor, this next mayor, the 8 years he will have to put things in place, and the second mayor. I'm a guy who even said we need to be looking at the mayor that's going to come after this one, all right,
Absolutely.
and put together a 16-year strategy so that we can really make a difference. All right, things don't change overnight,
Right.
all right?
Right.
But a plan and a strategy, I don't care what nobody say. When you work it, all right, when you work it, it will come together. All
That's
right?
right.
You buy a new house and everything. You don't fix it all up at the first. You know, because she don't know what color of paint she want that living room yet.
Right.
No
Right.
way. All right.
Right.
Oh, look at her saying.
Sure, right.
Right.
Yeah, but we do it. All right. So, you know, that mayor, the people have to choose someone.
Right.
All right. And even for these council seats, you got to choose someone who can walk, who can build relationships, who's already building relationships.
Right.
You know, not just in your community. All right. You know, I got to have
Crossover.
relationships,
Crossover.
crossovers, all right? I got to be able to come down here and Mr. Turley and say, Mr. Turley, have you considered, you know, community investment over here in Whitehaven? You know, we have a wonderful plot of land that you could put some housing, all right? How do we build affordable housing in other areas, all right? So we need to really have someone who can galvanize that strength.
Absolutely. Rome was not built in a
In
day.
a day.
Right.
But we got to keep building. You put a brick here, a brick there, and before you know it, you got the city that you want to have. So I totally agree with that. So during the campaign, how can people get in contact with you? How can they reach you? And how can they send you money to back up your...
Appreciate you, man.
Sure.
I know, right? That's
Hey,
important.
listen,
That's
you can
important.
always go to electjameskirkwood.com. That's my website, and you can click on that donate, contribute button and go down there and give. You can give on Facebook, not Facebook, but what you call it? Dang, Cash App.
Cash
App.
Cash App and
Cash
all
App.
those other things. But you can follow me on Facebook, Elect James Kirkwood. I'm always posting things about the race, but I'm also posting things that's going on in the community. Because I'm this guy about inspiration. I'm about, you know, hey.
I saw that. I went and researched you, and
You've been
church and community.
Church and community.
It's crazy. I was
Yeah.
very impressed. Like University of Memphis, of course, criminal justice degree. So you had this thing planned out, and then it looks like you made your way through the ranks. Can you tell us about that, and maybe the most challenging thing that you even faced within your career?
Now, the police department for me now, as a boy, all right, I knew you've heard of this thing. It's real important to understand your why. All right. Well, when I'm a little boy, God gives me my why. And my why was given to me. I saw this police officer, we called him Dirty Slim in our community. One rainy day, the rain has stopped. He has beaten this young man, rolled him in the mud. I'm a little boy about 8, 9 years old. And I'm looking at this here. And he picked this young man up and he walked him down the corridor. It was a long way from his vehicle. And I heard God speak to me and said, you're going to be a policeman when you grow up, and you're going to serve your community the right way.
That's right.
And I was like, wow, you know. And so growing up, I would tell them, I'm going to be a policeman.
Yeah.
And like, you ain't going to be no policeman. I'm like, yes, I am. All right. And so I always knew I was going to be a policeman. I always knew I was going to be a preacher. All right. Because as a little boy, I would preach, you know, the gift would work. And but I always knew it was to serve. All right. And so as a boy, I'm always serving my community. I would go up on the 3rd floor in the 3 stories in Scudderfield, Oaks Mountain Housing Project, and take the garbage down for the old ladies, all right? Now, they would give you a nickel or a dime, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money back then. But I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because helping, I was serving. And so my whole tenure as a police officer was service, all right? It was service, it was leadership, and, you know, I tell people, I didn't have a hard time in the police department.
Yeah.
But I didn't because of those who struggled before me.
Right.
All right. I came on the job and there was a lot of individuals before me, a lot of men and women before me who had took a lot of heat, took a lot of punches so that I could have a good path to becoming a colonel. All right.
Absolutely.
And so I sit back today and said, Kirkwood, you hadn't paid dues yet. All right. You hadn't given enough yet. All right. You hadn't took the hit yet. All right. Young people, our young people today, we cannot afford to give them what we have now in our community. We can't pass this on to your grandson. I can't give Janet this. You know, no, I got to fix this thing, all right? Because those who came before us fixed it. All right.
That's right.
They took the hit and they fixed it, and all of us benefited in such a way. We bought homes in Whitehaven and all these different communities that we were not privy to, all right? But we did it on the backs of those who came before us.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm like, come on, guys, it's time for us to roll up our sleeves. And when God say, what did you give, you know, for the next generation, we can say, we made it right. Yeah. We fixed it.
Fixed
good stuff.
We overlooked it for years, but we came back, Father, and we fixed it to hand something good. So, you know, I've had police department was so much fun. It was a platform to serve community. They would ask me, Kirkwood, you can't be no preacher and a policeman. And I was like, why you can't? And I'm like, yes, you can. Yeah. And I did it, all right, because God had given me a platform to go into difficult situations and serve people, all right? You know, now they say you can't be a policeman and a pastor and a politician. I'm like, why you can't? I'm like, no, the Bible is full of men who were in politics, all right, as well as they were serving, but they was all serving the people. They were serving the people to make things better. Yeah. So it was, I can't, you know, I don't have a horror story. It was good. You know, did they get on my nerves sometimes? Yes. But I loved the police department because I worked with so many good people who and I was blessed, all right, because I was always in community, all right, my whole career, crime prevention, DARE, great, cops, you know, the community, COAC, you know, then I just was always engaged in community because that's where God wanted me to be.
That's good stuff. And
I was able to serve my community just how he said, just what God said. Yeah. And so I've been doing that
You
still.
definitely have been doing the work.
Well, that's good.
It's important that people know that because
absolutely,
a lot of times people don't know or they don't take the time out. And so that's why I'm so glad that we have this platform so that people like you can come on and be able to let people know, just to shine that light to say, hey, it's people that's been out here working a long time.
Right. And not just when you pull a petition, but actually doing the work and then the petition happened to be in place.
Absolutely.
That's very important. Okay, so we always give people the opportunity to look into that camera right there, and I want you to tell people, not in your preacher platform, because you know I'm a preacher as well, and we can talk forever. But I want you to tell the people why James Kirkwood is the best choice for District 3.
Good evening, you all. Listen, I am the best choice for District 3 because I have already been working in District 3 on the ground, working to make sure that crime is eliminated, reduced. I've been working to make sure that individuals move into middle class by helping young men and young ladies become electrical apprentices, going out to the Blue Oval Company, working to be construction wiremen. I know one of the key things for us to do now is move young men and women into the middle class. We must strengthen our middle class if we are to really be able to take care of businesses. I'm blessed when I see blighted properties because I get excited because these are opportunities for us to make something new all over in our community. And if you hadn't learned that by hanging around women, you know they always want to do something new in the bathroom or in the paint the kitchen, do something. And so these blighted situations are helping us to make our community all over just for us. Right. But it also giving a lot of young men and women opportunities to become entrepreneurs where they can own their own business. They can create something like Muggins or Exactly or Country Kitchen. You know, these places serves us. These places look like us. And we need to be making sure that we can elect someone like Kirkwood who's already on the table, on the ground, building relationships so these things can take place. So on October 5th, September the 15th, early voting, you all need to vote for Kirkwood so that I can continue to work for you to make these things happen. All right, go to the polls. It's real important. If ever was a time to vote, you all, this is an election that we must vote. Oak Haven, Fox Meadows, Hickory Hill, Whitehaven, we got to vote. We are a beautiful community, but we can be so much stronger together. District 3, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Hey, there you go. I'm gonna get him.
Can we say? It's good. I cut you off prior in the middle of you talking about your Cash App. Where can they donate? Did we talk about that?
We
I don't
said,
think we
yeah,
did.
we
Look
said
at-
go to elect
JamesKirkwood.com.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Hit the donate button.
Yes,
Donate.
thank you. Hey, can I say this here?
Sir.
Thank you so much. All right,
Yes,
this is
sir.
absolutely wonderful. I told my uncle about your cigar. I'm like, hey, you got to go with me. Man, I ain't going down there. You gonna go with me? All right, you gonna go with me down here?
Down the fat
You know?
nice.
Yeah, I told him. I said we gonna go. I'm gonna buy you a cigar. I don't smoke cigars, but I'm gonna sit in here like I sit in your backyard. And, you smoke and I talk. We talk and just have a good time. So I thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Hey, guys, we'll take a quick break. And we'll come back talking about relationships with Mother Goose and Latanya Rich. Be back in 1 second. Thank y'all. That's law.
Yay.
Oh, boy. And we are back.
We are back.
Oh, we back. We back. We good. We good.
We
good.
are good.
All right. Relationships. We had red flags last week, you know what I'm saying? And red flags are something I think that people are comfortable and equipped to identify now.
Yes.
Because we talked about, we had Munchie on here last week, and Munchie definitely gave us a lot to think about.
He did.
When it came to red flags. Munchie
Okay.
is a very interesting guy
Yes.
who I learned something from each and every moment
We love us a munchie.
that we spend together.
Yes, we do.
It's never a dull day when Munchie is in the building.
Baby,
Amen.
be glad when he come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll be
right.
back. He'll be back.
He stood in for me, and I know he
He
showed
stood in the
out.
gap.
He
He stood in the
did.
gap.
He did.
There it is.
And he made it work. So we are
Love it.
we are excited. But since we got past the red flags and y'all still want to stay there, didn't want to leave when you had the red flag. That wasn't good enough for you.
Yeah.
So now you have transitioned into a toxic relationship.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Today's word is toxic relationship. Does anybody know what a toxic relationship is? Can we help the people out that
I'm gonna
may
get a
say,
definition.
what the hell is a toxic relationship?
I'll
And
give the definition.
let them have it. Let them
All
have
right.
it.
So, a toxic relationship is one that makes you feel unsupported, misunderstood, demeaned, or attacked. A relationship is toxic when your well-being is threatened in some way. It could be emotionally, psychologically, or even physically.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot.
That's a lot going on.
A lot.
Toxic.
So now I think people are at home or they're listening to this as they drive and they're saying, holy crap, I'm in a toxic relationship. But I don't think that it started off toxic. I think a lot of people come in on the same page and in some place, some street,
It went wrong.
they made the wrong turn.
I think it goes hand in hand with the red flags. I think that red flags are there. You ignore it. And then it's like anything else. It continues and then it worsens over a period of time. And then before you know it, you're in a toxic relationship.
Yep.
So I was reading a couple of posts about toxic relationships, and I'm going to try to recite these. They may not be verbatim, but they said, "Do you remember the time when you were in love and you ignored all the red flags and you were just determined to change him or her, and now you're in your underwear crying to Adele songs, wondering what you did wrong when that person showed you and told you all the things and reasons to not
Right.
date him or her."
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
Oh, of course.
I think everybody has.
I think everybody has. I've been there before, and I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bad signs, but gosh, she fine, so
Right.
I'm gonna still try to stick it out and just hang in there with her.
Right.
And then about 6 months later, you realize, like, this is bad. But the part that's really screwed up is that you feel like you're trapped at that point. A lot of times when you're in a toxic relationship, you feel trapped because maybe your heart is not willing to accept what your mind already knows.
Is it trapped or are you just comfortable?
Comfortable. I think it's more comfortable than it is trapped.
You ever felt trapped?
I think you feel like you invested so much.
Have you ever felt trapped before? You felt like, man, I want to leave, but man, I don't know.
No.
You hadn't.
No.
What about you?
No.
You never felt like you were stuck in a situation like it was.
Now I'm gonna tell you it's a difference because it depends on the situation. Because when it talks about physical versus emotional and things like that, if you don't want the confrontation, yeah, I'm feeling trapped, but I'm working on a game plan. It's gonna be one day you come home, it's gonna be cleared out.
It's gonna be gone.
It might take me some time,
right?
But I'm already thinking ahead. Like this is what I gotta do. I'm in motion. It's happened already. I'm just there physically.
So sometimes it's okay to ghost.
Man, if it's got something to do with abuse, man, it's okay to ghost.
If you feel like you trapped. Because a lot of people say, man, I feel like I was trapped and there wasn't a way.
I just feel like if you know it's going to be something, like if it's going to be like forms of aggression and things like that. Like my mom always said, like when you're dating different guys, like every guy may or may not have a different temperament.
Right.
And so with some men, they're like, okay, I don't care, go ahead. But with some men, they're like, oh, what did you say? They're waiting on an opportunity to backhand you or talk crazy or do anything because before you leave, I'm gonna give you the smoke. So it just depends on the person
and the situation.
Right. But I mean, if it's toxic, it's got to the point. I read also that says that when you start thinking that you deserve better, it's time to go.
Right.
When it's on your mind, like I deserve better than this, it's time to go. Yeah. But we don't leave. We stay. We stay.
Like Tanya said, it's more about being comfortable. It is more about this is what I know, and I don't want to go into the unknown. I'd rather stay here because I know what I'm getting with you.
Right.
But if I leave this situation, I don't know what I'm going to get with the next. It could be worse than you.
But you don't need any of it.
Right.
So it's better.
But you're talking about a person that has been beat down emotionally, psychologically. If we're talking about that piece of it, that person got your mind in a twist and even having you thinking that you can't do any better. Yeah. So it takes a person with strength to be able to say, you know what, I'm done with it all. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care. Most people that's in those type of situations, unfortunately, they stay a very long time until that guy or that female decide they're going to move on. And then after then, it's like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So we got to give these people some signs that they're in a toxic relationship. Because saying all that, people like, that's kind of me, that ain't me. So we got to
knock at their door.
Come on, let me in. Damn, it's cold out here. Now I'm gonna take my coat off, kick my feet up, and I'm gonna give y'all some warning signs of a toxic relationship.
Before you do anything else,
make my disclaimer.
Make your disclaimer, please, sir.
The opinions of That's Law the Podcast are of our own. These are our personal constitutions.
Amen.
If you so choose to address and adhere to these constitutions that we presented to you, God bless you, and we hope that it works out. But don't listen to this podcast, get all pumped up, and go home, you know you don't have an exit plan.
You ain't got no game plan.
It's too damn hot in Memphis to be walking these streets.
Or anywhere else, because we have additional people that are following us now.
Yeah,
from
heat
all
wave. It's a heat wave across the whole country.
Hot.
It's two things that's going on in the country right now simultaneously. You got a heat wave that is unprecedented, and you got aliens.
That's what I was going to say. You got them UFOs.
You got UFOs out there. So when you listen to our podcast, we want you to take the information and apply it, but use it with discretion.
That's right.
So that you can leave and not be abducted by aliens or be burnt up out here with heat stroke, trying to get away. There are ways to get away. But the first one, Tina did that last week. She left.
She did.
She left.
All right, let's get with the first one.
You feel drained. Have you ever? So, let's put this into, when we say relationship, we could talk about men, women, just the gender base of it.
Yeah.
But let's also talk about work is a relationship as well. And you can be in a toxic work environment.
That's true.
Now, I've been in that, stressed out.
Have you ever felt drained
From work.
Man.
from work?
Yes.
Or walking on eggshells all the time. Like, I already know I got one more time.
Man,
I'm out the door.
man, you get in the car, you like, damn, I got the company pen. Let me take it back in. Let me take it back in because I don't want to get fired.
I'm telling you. I've been there, boy.
If you feel drained rather than feeling happy, energized, or cared for when you are with this person, you feel tired, depressed, worried, or anxious all the time. That's not living.
That's not living. That's not love.
That's not even cool. Like to be like, just like, man, like get in your car from work that's already been crazy and be driving home and be like, damn, man, I got to go in the house with this woman,
with
man.
this man.
Nope, that's toxic, man. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's time to start to.
Or you stay out until you think
They sleep.
they sleep.
Or they gone.
Or they already gone to work. Now I can kind of get in here and chill out and do my thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm dodging it. I know you work day shift. I'm gonna take a night shift.
Yep. That's so toxic.
So if y'all doing that, y'all got to stop that, man, because life is better than
Yes.
that. So I'm not saying leave. I'm saying it's time to get you a P.O. box. All right. Get you a P.O. box. Let me help y'all out. The post office sells P.O. boxes. Get you a P.O. box and have your mail transferred there. That's the first step to leaving. All right.
Number 2.
What's number 2,
Transfer it to your mom's house. Just
because when that check comes and you leave, you got to go back over there.
You're not going to be able to get that
You
check.
ain't getting that check.
You're not going to touch the mailbox. Number 2, you are constantly on edge.
Constantly on edge, walking on eggshells.
You feel like you're walking, basically on eggshells around this person. You are never quite sure what might set them off. Now, that's bad. So you avoid speaking about specific topics or doing certain activities, like going out with friends to maintain the peace.
wow.
So you don't even want to be there, but you got to live there for a second, right?
Right.
But you starting to feel like, man, if I burn the eggs too much, he said he want them over easy, man. Each one's over medium.
You can't even discuss going out with your friends and doing things because that's going to set them over.
So the girls' trip for the weekend, you
Counts.
want to go so bad.
Okay.
But if I bring it up, it's gonna cause so much chaos that I'll just stay home.
That's misery.
So you just missing out on life.
That's misery.
Missing out on life.
But so many people
Are dealing with that.
are dealing with those situations. And I think a lot of times too, in toxic relationships, I think that whether it's family members or friends can do a pretty banged up job to say in the beginning, oh, you so stupid. Why did you stay this long? Why? And a lot of times people that are going through things know this about certain people. So they harbor it and they keep it to themselves and they're going through hell. They're trying to figure it out because they may not leave right then. Because everything takes time, but a lot of times people are not willing to even listen about what's going on.
No.
Without calling them stupid. And so they being beat down again by friends and family. I'm getting it from all angles.
I'm tell you like this. If I see somebody in my family in a toxic relationship, I'm going to have that conversation with them. Say, man, this is not good. This is not healthy. You looking crazy. Now, if you stay, something wrong with your medulla oblongata. Because you're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be able to live in peace and tranquility. And if anybody in your family is calling you stupid or dumb and telling you to leave, they should also have a key for you to come into their house so you can get yourself together.
That's it.
And if somebody can do both, then they need to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But on the real, it's like, hey, man, you in a bad situation, April. You know what I'm saying? Here's a key to my place, man. I got an extra bedroom. You can hang out here until you get on your feet. You got to help people get to the next level.
Yes.
Now,
What happened? You give me a key, and then 2 days later, he over there.
He over there?
with me.
Man, I'm going off.
Then
I'm going off.
I have a friend.
It be happening. We worked it out.
seen
You
it.
worked it out. You sorry.
then dude mean mugging me like, man, you trying to harbor her over here?
Yeah,
bro?
now it's a problem.
He over there attacking my stuff. I'm like, y'all, we good, y'all.
You know what I'm going to do? It's all good. Let me call Leslie Ballin. Y'all stay right here. Figure this thing out.
Oh, my God.
Number 3, you're always fighting. Every day is something going on. Every day you arguing. Every day is getting confrontational. It's a little shoving match. It's UFC going on at 2 in the morning. upstairs in the back bedroom, you should be making your exit
plan.
Because you are in a toxic relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your disagreements.
Of course.
But I just believe that it should be more sunshine than rain when it comes to work and comes to your personal relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to have a bad day at work. I ain't saying you come to work, man, and the boss chew you out today and then you quit because you need your job. And then tomorrow it might be back on good terms.
Right.
It got to be on good terms for another, 6 months to reset that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when you walk through the door, it's an argument. When you wake up in the morning, it's an argument. While you at work, y'all texting, arguing each other. It's time to call it quits.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
Right.
And
Physically.
And they say that violence goes up exponentially when it's hot outside. So when it's hot outside and then y'all both fire hot, it's gonna go to a point of no return, unfortunately. So when you're in a fighting situation, man, it's toxic. That ain't good. It's not good.
Not good at all.
You been fighting?
I don't want to tell you. No,
No, you don't want to tell me. No, you do not want to tell me.
no.
Oh, man.
Number 4, you avoid saying what you need to because there's no point.
Wow.
Have you ever been in a situation where you like, man, ain't no need to even talk about it because, man, she don't get it. He don't get it anyway. When you get to that point right there, your opinion doesn't matter.
Right.
Or I think that goes back to if you do say something, then that person would blow up.
Right.
So we can't even have a disagreement because that's going to turn into an argument. Because I think you can disagree many times and have that conversation.
Right.
But if that other person automatically is going to get worked up, pumped up, you're going to be like,
Right.
I am not
Right.
even going to do it.
That's the point.
Because me saying you didn't take out the trash, gonna have you blowed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Might
Forget
well
it.
just forget it.
Just forget it.
Yeah.
These dudes to be on the video game all day.
On the video game, if I
And
say,
if you say, hey,
can
man,
you
cut
get
that
in, cut
game
that
off.
game off?
The doorbell ringing. He like, hey, man, I'm on round 3, man. You're going to have to get it yourself.
Yeah.
But first of all, unplug the video game and then get you a P.O. box and get the hell up out of there. Don't let nobody do you like that. And I'm saying this too. We know we picking on the men, but a lot of times it's women
Women are very
that's
toxic.
toxic.
They
Toxic
would put their
animals.
They would put their hands on you. Yes.
You ever had a woman put their hands on you?
I have. It feel good though. No, I'm just playing around. Let's take it serious. I have had a woman like punch me before, like punch me, and it shocked me because it was a good right hand. It was a good right hand. Moving right along.
Okay.
Number 5, you are the only one putting in any effort. You're the only one doing all the work. You know, creating the dates for everything. You the one that's.
You know what? It's crazy that you say that because you never look at that from a toxic standpoint. And most time when you think of toxicity, you think of, like you said, the abuse, the neglect, or just things from that. But now saying like, as far as you putting in all the effort, I never kind of put that as far as toxicity, and that really is. So that's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like, hey, put it like this. Okay, you know, we've been married for 10 years, Tanya. What's the end game look like? What's our approach on our future goals? Where should we be in the next 5, 10 years? And she don't want to talk about it. She really don't care.
Right.
That's toxic.
Right.
Because it includes both of us, and she's removed herself from the future.
Wow. That's teaching me something on that note. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
Or you
Important dates.
may be even doing more research for them in their dreams and goals than they're putting into themselves.
Right.
You could be pumping them up so much and let me figure you doing all the work. They meanwhile they ain't even bothered.
They don't even care.
They don't even care.
Don't even care.
That's real.
And remembering like important dates, like
Yeah.
anniversary, like, oh man, you know,
Yeah.
that's toxic.
It's no big deal.
No big deal. Number 6, you are not allowed to have an opinion or say so.
Or say no.
Or say no.
Or say no.
It's their way or the highway.
Insane.
It's what I said.
I tell you, do something, you do it.
Controlling, manipulative,
said.
narcissistic behavior.
Eat the cake, anime.
You're not going out.
Ooh-wee.
Take that dress off.
Go back in your room.
Put your jeans on. You don't wear that dress but to me.
Yeah.
Me.
I'm smart. Everybody else in it is an idiot, stupid. If I ain't told you,
Right.
It ain't real.
that's law, baby.
I'm about to get off the show. I'm done. I can't.
You ain't heard it out of my mouth.
That was the inside.
You ain't heard it from my mouth.
Tell you to do something, do it.
Do it. Tell you jump. You say, well, with shoes on.
Wow.
Cold
Wow.
world.
I tell you to
tell
jump.
you.
You say which pair of Jordans to put on.
Cold world.
Oh God.
You are always wrong in public and private. You ever had somebody belittle you in public?
Never.
Let's go right now.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Get your shit. And get
I've
the road.
seen it. I've seen it.
I've seen it.
And you know, it was kind of like one of those things that you pause because it's
Right.
like.
Right.
It's almost like, hey, it's your turn. Like, how you gonna play it? But
Right.
but you're minding your own business. But at the same
Yeah.
time, you like,
Watch
That's
this.
really jacked up.
it's messed up.
It's bad enough to be continuously beaten in private, but in the public, this person putting you down in front of your friends and talking crazy
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
crazy.
Tina shaking her head. She been through that stuff, man. People talking crazy.
That's crazy.
Real crazy.
That's crazy.
You need to get you a job in front of everybody.
Terrible.
It's bad.
And you know I put an application in this morning.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to try harder. I'm getting tired of swiping my card, paying for everything for you in front of all your friends.
Man.
Yeah.
You know what?
I've seen women and men alike do it. Like at the
Yeah.
speakeasy, you see a lot of stuff. Like
right.
I done seen.
At the speakeasy, the coldest thing I seen, one of the coldest things I've seen. We should have a podcast about the speakeasy. On this,
Okay.
the speakeasy chronicles. Man, old girl enjoying herself, having a drink, having a good time. Dude had a drink and everything. And I was like, would y'all like another drink? And dude was like, no, I'm good. And she was like, he like, no, she good too.
She good too.
She good
She's
too.
not drinking anything.
Pack it up. Cut it off.
And she just sat there. I mean, what could she do? It was nothing she could do.
Could have got her a pill. She could have went to her
Not
phone.
at the time. I
She
mean,
coulda-
you know, you gotta pick and
gotta-
choose. Like, yeah, you
Look.
you
At the speakeasy, the lights are dim. She could have went to the bathroom for a minute. She could have went to her phone, pulled out her browser, typed in USPS.com,
stupid.
and got a P.O. box. And then sat back down. It's like step one.
Step one. Pull out the notepad on the iPad. It's going in. Telling you.
Go to what you do is, women and men, if you ever treat it like that, give y'all some game. Y'all come in closer. Listen to this right here. Cut it up a little bit. Go to the bathroom. Reach out to one of your dearest friends and ask them to shoot you $25 until tomorrow. When they cash after you the $25, then you sit back down and you say, bartender, I said I'll have another one, and put it on my tab. Right. And then you swipe that card and you walk out with your chest out and get in the car and let that person know, I ain't never messed about no money, but you never ever again speak for me in a public or a private setting. And I tell you do something, you do it.
I don't know how that would go, because if he got the nerve to say
Right.
you ain't drinking anything
Right.
else, we don't know what else is going on.
We don't
when
want
she get
you.
in that
We don't
car.
want you walking on eggshells. See, here's the thing. At some point, you gotta grow a pair. Enough is enough. we gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Especially if you at that point.
That wasn't the first time.
And
he
then,
done her-
but
He
you know
was
what?
too comfortable
but you know
with
what?
it.
But you know what though? It could have been their first date. I've seen first dates to be that aggressive.
Wow, that'll be over.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Immediately.
I'm not riding back with you.
Immediately.
No,
or
you gotta
anything,
ride.
bye.
You gotta ride back because
I
I
would-
told you ain't got no other body to.
That's all right.
That's
No,
okay.
I'm good.
No, you got
I'm
me.
good. Or what about the flip part of that? The flip part could be when they get in the car. You know, I was just joking.
No, I'm not even.
I didn't mean anything
I'm not even
about
getting
it.
in the car.
Not getting in the car.
Hell no.
It's hot out there, man. I'm just letting you know, man.
I sit right here.
It's hot.
Yeah,
I sit right
I'll
here.
sit in.
You sit in?
Oh man,
I'm not.
Yeah.
We straight.
No.
We good.
If a woman did me like that and was talking crazy like that, like, nah, he done or whatever, and I probably drove, I'd be like, let me go to my car and get my wallet right quick. And I'm just gonna ball off. It's hot out there.
I guarantee with situations like that, that example that you gave, there were things along the way that was happening, but you kind of, again, you sweep it under the rug. You don't correct it in the beginning.
Gotta correct it.
Right.
Yeah. I've had someone to say, maybe they were friends with someone, and the guy was like, why are you being friends with her, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing out of her mouth was, I don't see your name on my lease. You hadn't done it. You had done no contributions. You have no right to tell me. But that's where you go ahead and draw the line then and set those boundaries.
Most women,
many times people don't do that. They're like, you think I shouldn't be her friend no more? Okay.
You gonna
boom. That's number one. They just seeing where you at. Let me crank it up.
See what else she'll do.
Let me crank it up. Then next thing you know, you ain't around your family, your friends, you in the house. You're miserable.
Isolated you.
Yep. You're toxic.
Super toxic. You gotta deal with it. Deal with it head on.
Yeah.
You are constantly judged.
Yeah, that's not good. What's the example? Why are you wearing that outfit?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Are you gonna eat that? Are you gonna eat that?
Man, about
you
this,
eating that?
man,
why you eating that pizza?
You know you. You know you 1 day away.
Yeah.
Judge. Why are you eating vanilla ice cream? Vanilla ice cream represents the white man.
What?
You know, them woke folks. Woke
yeah. You should be eating black walnut.
Should be eating black walnut. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You feel constantly one-upped. You like, hey, man, I won the trophy. You like, yeah, me too. It's never applauded when you do something great. You like, hey, guess what? I got employee of the month. Like, oh, yeah, I got employee of the year, man. Keep going. 11 more months, man. Maybe you'll be like me.
Right.
Always being one up. You buy a pair of shoes, I got to go get me a pair of red bottoms. You buy you a Gucci belt, I got to go get me a... Now, if you buy you a Gucci belt, I got to get me an Old Navy belt. So let me see. Huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They won't empathize with you. That was another one. They won't empathize with you. I ain't studying Will. Instead, they'll say, you shouldn't have done that. You know, if you had done what I told you to do, then we wouldn't be in this situation at all anyway. Like, no empathy.
You had to quit your job.
If you had kept that job, then we wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Eating potted meat for dinner, breakfast, and lunch.
Oh, my God.
But is some of it true, though? Or people don't want to hear it at that moment. What's going on with that? Because I don't consider that to be toxic. If you did something foolish and I told you or asked you, because I can't tell you anything, I asked you to not do this, Tanya. Don't put your foot in that bear trap, because that sucker gonna knock your foot all the way off. And you say, hey, I know what I'm doing, and you put your foot in there and knock your ankle off. And you come in here.
I think that...
I say, man, I told you don't do it.
Not when it comes to, like, your health. I'm thinking, like, maybe you did a career change.
Okay.
I'm taking on this new job, and yeah, you know, I might take a small little cut, but I really believe in it. Like, I want to start my own thing. I really believe it. And then it doesn't produce. It doesn't give you what you thought it was going to give. You busted. Like, you flat on your face. You failed.
You failed.
There is no empathy.
Right.
There is only, man, you should have never quit that job in the first place at all. No empathy.
Yeah, I mean, everybody deserves to have a pat on the back. Hey, you know, what Aaliyah say? If at first you don't succeed, you dust yourself off and try again. Yeah, you got to try again. You need somebody there in your corner that's going to tell you to get up and try again.
You don't sound convincing on that one. April, what's the next one? I'm done, Will.
You're concerned.
Every time you start talking about money and jobs, you lose him.
Sure do, man. We need both. We need jobs and money.
You quit that job and took another job that didn't pay as much. What?
You talking about?
You say you want to chase your dreams? Like?
You talking about where we going for dinner tonight?
You ain't getting no dinner.
You quit that job.
You quit your job? Hey, baby, you know what? I'm gonna tell you.
Woo-wee.
Quit a job in a heartbeat.
They will.
They will quit a job in a
They
minute.
do. Man, I got friends.
I've been under stressful situations before, and I was
got
like,
friends.
Will, I think I'm going to quit that job. It's like, you sure you want to do that?
You sure you want to do that?
Okay.
I have dated women in the past that quit jobs like 3 or 4 times within the relationship, and that was part of one of the reasons why I didn't stay with that lady. Because she, like you said, I'm like, you left at 9 o'clock, you back home at 10:30. What happened? I just quit. How?
Right.
Man, the manager, man, she don't like me. She came in and rolled her eyes at me. I said, I ain't got time for this. You what, to pay your bills?
Right.
Right.
That's big. No, my friend. I'm tight. I'm
telling you,
strapped. I'm strapped. You know what I'm saying? 2 incomes, man. Where they at?
Ooh, you tight as a dough crack. I ain't
I'm tight as a bank loan.
That's the guy that's getting me today.
Okay.
No, you good. You good. You good. I just want the people to know I ain't got nothing. It's the smoke today.
Yeah.
Okay, what's number 10? You don't trust yourself anymore.
You don't trust yourself anymore. Mm-hmm. That's got to be toxic. Because you got to always trust number 1.
Yeah.
You don't trust yourself?
You're thinking everything you do is going to be wrong.
Man, if I check the mailbox. Remember on Color Purple, she couldn't even check the mailbox?
Yeah, that was...
Man, and she checked that mailbox.
Extreme.
But she did check it one day, didn't she? Or she opened up his box or something?
Oh, she checked that mailbox.
Oh, okay. But he had it rigged up.
Yeah.
Hey,
She had went many years, though.
That's a good example. If you can watch Color Purple and you feel like your situation is worse than that, that's a dead indicator that you in a toxic relationship.
Giveaway.
That's a dead giveaway. You like, man, if I was her, I wouldn't take that. Man, go get up out of here. Go leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo-wee.
Because I think that's like with anything, like if somebody is negative all the time and that's all you're hearing, that's how come a lot of times when you hear people say they laugh when they shouldn't laugh. Like it's like a mechanism of just trying to deal with it.
To keep from crying.
Yes. So they just laugh. It's like, it's nothing funny. Or they'll say, man, I'm so stupid. Y'all ever heard anybody say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good. That smoke today.
Killing April over there.
Man, get it over here, man.
I can't get a word in.
I'm telling you.
Tell me you ready to speak.
They choked out over here. They were like, yeah.
But I'm going to back up everybody do concert. Man. No, I'm good now.
Number 11. Here's a good one. You aren't allowed to have any privacy anymore.
Wow.
Break that down.
Open that bathroom door. Who you in there talking to?
Man.
No, sir. I'm just not a
We had a neighbor one time in Iowa, and it was a couple, and the wife worked from home. The husband traveled a lot, but there was a period of time he came back home. He got so irritated that she closed her door all the time for privacy. He took the door off the hinges. He came in there and just removed the entire door.
She should have
And
left.
when she told me that, she was just like, you're not going to believe this. Come over. I come over. I was like, the whole door just gone. It's no privacy.
Wow. I had a friend once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband, they still married to this day. A friend once upon a time because he cut our friendship out quick. And he could do whatever, go whatever. They had children. And she wanted to go out. So she said, April, I want you to come by and pick me up. She said, because I'm getting out. I'm tired of always being with the kids. And I'm like, you talk to your...
You get that straight? Disclaimer, did you get it?
Pull up. I'm going to come outside.
Okay.
I like, all right, bet. I pulled up. I'm like, dang, I called her. She ain't answering the phone. Like, she ain't coming to the car. So I said, I'm just going to knock at the door. Man, those folks was in there scrapping. He was like, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Did you shoot him?
No. I politely got back in my car. I called her mom. She said, they over there at it again. I said, uh-huh.
Toxic.
And yep, I said, yes, ma'am. I said, but I'm about to go. That's because always the friend that always be the one to get killed and get hurt.
Man, I'm telling you.
I left. And from that day forward, she was like, hey, bro, I'm going to just have to pull back from my friendship and everything. He said that you trying to get me out and I need to be at home.
Wow.
Gaslighting.
Good old gaslighting.
I hope all is well with her now.
Wow, I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
You want to give her a shout out? Nah,
No.
just play it around. Shut up.
Crazy. Oh.
Your friends and family are very concerned.
Yeah.
When your friends start coming to you saying, hey, sis, hey, bro,
Yeah.
man, what's going on, man? You
Yeah.
good, man?
Wink if it's a problem.
Hey, man, hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
Blink
Hit the
twice.
light,
I'm telling you.
hit the light on the porch, man, 2 times. Let me know you can't come out, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's bad, man. And I know some people, like you said, feel trapped and like they can't get out because they're so deep in, or that person made them feel they can't make it without them.
Yeah.
And in some situations, a lot of the, I'm not gonna say women who have children, so they don't have nowhere. They feel they don't have anywhere as far as to live in the comfortable condition that they have been living
Yeah.
in.
Now, sometimes when you leave, it won't be the same condition.
Right.
And that's the
what
thing, too. It's okay to feel uncomfortable for a while, but it's only temporary.
Right.
It's a mind thing.
It's
It's a
mind.
season of
It's a mind
uncomfortableness.
thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a mind thing.
But, you know, keep in mind now, you always got that one hater in your crew that just jealous of your relationship. So you have to have discernment when it comes to that piece of it. Now, if 4 or 5 friends from different avenues and different circles and different family members have identified that this is a crazy situation, then you got to take that in consideration. But don't let Judas wreck your home.
Right.
Because Judas, it's always a Judas among us. So I wanted to put that in there. You feel guilty. You constantly find yourself making excuses for the other person. And you feel like if only you had done this or that better,
Wow.
then they wouldn't be angry, hurt, jealous, or whatever.
Wow.
You can only be you.
That's it.
Yeah, that's your little red
That's
wagon.
it.
You can only be you. Mary J. Blige said, I can only be me. I can only be me.
That's it.
And if I got to change and start blaming myself because you don't get it,
Right.
then that's a toxic situation, and that's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
And like
And-
you said, a lot of things is all about the mind.
Yeah.
Everything is mental.
Everything starts in the
It's-
mind.
Yeah, everything is definitely mental with all the different situations, scenarios stating what is toxicity in a relationship. It's here.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
And once you unlock your mind and realize that this is not the end of the world,
Right. It's
you will
not.
find somebody else, somebody that appreciates you. A lot of times, 2 people are occupying the same space when they really could be walking away, giving their energy to somebody that they really are made for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you in a situation and you thinking it's going to be the end of the world, but really it's the beginning
Of
of
a new
your
world.
of a whole new
New-
a whole new world. A whole new
Telling you.
I can do anything. All that, you know.
What's next?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. You feel trapped and you feel abused.
Right.
All right.
You feel trapped and you feel abused. And what we started off with, you feel trapped. And if you feel like you're trapped, just know that you're not trapped. Now, your living conditions may change.
Yes.
The types of foods and the concoctions you drink at night
You might have
may
able to
change.
take them Gucci bags and Prada shoes and things with you. You got to.
You may have to start
And I
from
think when you
scratch.
get fed up and when enough is enough, you don't care about
Right.
any of that. Because
Yeah.
I've been in a situation like that. I left everything.
Right.
I don't care.
Bye.
Because your peace at that point.
Right.
But it has to get to
To
a
that
point
point.
that you're like, this
Exactly.
it. This is it.
Yeah, come with me. You got to count it all joy.
Yeah.
But look at you now.
But look at you now. See, y'all have been healed, delivered, and set free.
Won't you do it?
Because these are the things that you have to identify.
Right.
And a lot of us, on this podcast, listening to this podcast right now, are saying, man, that's me, and I need to make a change. Life
Yeah.
is too short
Too
Yeah.
short.
to give it to somebody who won't appreciate you, don't know how to treat you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, look, we are out of time. It's been a great show.
It has been.
Awesome show.
It was serious. This time it felt kind of more serious. I wanted to make more jokes and laugh. And
I
make
think
a lot
you
of
did
things.
a good job with that.
Okay, cool.
Look at that encouragement. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I would have had more to say, but I was like choked up for majority of the time.
You got to start smoking cigars, bro. Yeah. All right, well, look, to the next time. If you're in a toxic situation, hopefully by the next time you hear our voices, you will be removed from that,
Yes.
And you will be on your way to the post office with a P.O. box that will allow you to make the first steps. Maybe next week we'll talk about an exit strategy when it comes to leaving a dead-end relationship.
I like that.
How to get the out of there.
You can get up out of there.
You can leave,
Yeah.
but it's going to cost you.
It's all right.
Cost you dearly. All right, y'all. Y'all stay tuned
This man
next week.
here.
That's Law, the podcast. I am Will, the underdog Richardson.
And I'm your girl, April Stewart, Mother Goose.
Latanya _Rich.
Latanya _Rich. Don't y'all be DMing my wife.
This is the Spotlight Podcast Network.